Hey, this is Rick Cassells from exercisesforinjuries.com. I wanted to answer another question that a Fix My Back Pain customer had, and it was kind of clarification when it comes to the standing piriformis stretch and the standing hamstring stretch. So the question is from Justin, and Justin asks, hi Rick, when performing the standing piriformis stretch, I'm not sure where I should feel the stretch in order to concentrate on it. Would I feel it in the hip, the glute area, or somewhere else? The only tension I feel is in the front of the pelvis area. Okay, so I'll get you to demonstrate, I'll get Orsi to kind of go through the stretch that I'm talking about, where it's bringing one knee and then with the opposite hand, bringing it across. Yes, you're bringing it from here to the opposite shoulder, and you're looking for a light stretch in that hip area. Now, if you don't feel it, you can change where you're pulling that knee. I can pull it towards the armpit, I can pull it towards the top of the shoulder, so I can change the angle, and what I'm looking for is to feel it in that hip area. So you can put your leg down. Now, if I want to find out exactly where, if I stand, kind of offload my leg, and if I rotate my hip in and out, and I put my fingers in my hip joint area, I'll kind of get to the ball of the hip joint, and what I should end up feeling is that's kind of the area that I want to stretch out. So that's kind of where that piriformis muscle is. Now, if all you end up feeling it is in the front of the hip, what that ends up meaning is that you end up having an overactive hip flexor or rectus femoris. So what we need to do is kind of work on that and loosen that up. So I would end up starting off with like foam rolling through there, or start off with a hip flexor stretch before you end up doing a piriformis stretch. So Orsi, what I'll get you to do is just a typical hip flexor stretch. So if I'm stretching out that right leg, I've got a good stride. I'm contracting that glute, bringing that hip forward, and I'm looking for a stretch in that right in here. Other thing, if I don't really feel it, I can rotate that hip, yes, in or out in order to kind of change the angle that I end up stretching on. So I'm looking at twice. I alternate both sides, holding for about 20 seconds, loosening up that hip flexor. Also, foam rolling out that hip flexor and quad will end up helping, and then I would go into that piriformis stretch. So I'm not getting you to go through that again, Orsi. And then you can see if that's decreased the sensitivity in that hip and allowed you to get to that piriformis muscle better. So give that a go, Justin. And then the second part to your question, during the standing hamstring stretch, I feel it more in the calf area. Any tips to focus on the hamstring as intended? I have been playing with bigger and smaller steps forward, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. So with this stretch that Justin's talking about is, I'll get you to do it, Orsi, yes, or leg out front, yep. And you're bending through the waist, and then you're looking for a stretch in that hamstring area. So if all you end up feeling it is all in the calf, what I would end up starting off with is a calf stretch or foam rolling out that calf. So Orsi, I'll get you to go through a calf stretch, yep. Yep, good. So we'll start off with the leg straight. We'll start off with the leg straight, so then we can end up focusing just on that calf area, twice on each side, 20 seconds, and then I would end up moving to a soleus stretch. So I would cut the distance in about half, yes. And then both knees are, so now, I'm squatting down. So now what I'll end up feeling is, I got the belly of the calf, just underneath that belly of the calf, I'll end up feeling a lighter stretch. It tends to be about 25% as intense as the calf stretch. So I'm loosening up the calf and soleus, and then I would end up going through that hamstring stretch. So I'll get you to do that, I would get you to do the hamstring stretch, that standing hamstring stretch, yes. And as Orsi does that, I'm gonna step over and grab the foam roller. Okay, good. And then when it comes to the two foam rolling exercises that I would get you to do, so for the calf, we got a little bit of dust, that's okay. So for a calf stretch, that's good, Orsi. I would end up doing like a calf stretch with a foam roller. I'd prop myself up, and go from just below the knee joint just to the heel, about 5 repetitions, in order to loosen up that calf area. So if I loosen this up, I'll be able to target the hamstring better. And now for the one we were talking about when it comes to the piriformis, rolling out that quadricep. So I would end up going from the thigh and rolling up to the top of the hip, and then back to that just above the knee, and rolling through it for about 5 repetitions back and forth. So there you go, Justin. I hope that answers your question. Give this a go. Give me your feedback and let me know how it goes. So this is Rick Cassells from exercisesforinjuries.com and fixmybackpain.com saying take care and bye-bye.